Hey there, States fans. First thing to do, go ahead and type "Who Dat" in the comment section below if you appreciate film studies. Now, this one is due to today being a very busy day here on Monday. What I'm going to do is actually do just a run through. What I mean by that is I'm going to give you a film study, but there's going to be no editing and no specific plays. You're just going to see it kind of like raw. It's Eddie Murphy version, if that makes any sense. So we're going to take a look at Andrus Pete. Had a lot of people comment on Twitch and our Discord channel. They wanted to see how Andrus Pete looked specifically against Josh Allen. But we're going to take a look at him throughout this game and give you an idea of how he performs. So without further ado, transition, and here is our screen. So this is one of the first plays of the game. What you're going to see him is do what's called operating a half-man transition. So he's going to start full, work in the half. So we want to run it full, then we'll kind of pause it and rewind it. So he goes full there, then starts working back to half-man. So the idea here, you can definitely tell that he's used to being a guard here. But anyway, he's going to set. That footwork was not as clean as it needed to be, but good job to get that initial punch inside. Little drag arm there by Garcia. It's kind of nice. Nice little lane being opened up here. Passing lane, all designed to go this route, by the way. Now watch him adjust after the initial blow. Now he's reset. Quick fires his hands. Really like how quick he is on this fire right there. Gets that outside, and now he's playing what's called half man. So he's turned him in, so he knows that the arc is being run right now. So he knows this defender's trying to run up the arc, but he stalled him, and now that he's running, he's playing half man. So he's only trying to force momentum on half of that body, which is easier than the entire thing. That's going to try to run him down field. So it's a good rep. This is not going against Josh Allen, but it's a solid rep for a guy who clearly hasn't played left tackle in a while. So like when you look at his footwork, when you look at his actual punch and placement, everything, it's much more condensed. It's definitely not that level of athletic ability you see do like a jump set, go out there, attack. It's definitely a more interesting. Let's just call it what it is. He's been playing guard for many years. It was his first rep. Also, we can take a look at Cam Irving on the opposite side, who, in my opinion, in terms of footwork as a tackle, unique in terms of his setup. It's not what you're used to seeing here in New Orleans. Not bad with footwork, but his hands are all over the place. I think Irving's got to get much better in his hands, but his footwork was a little bit more smooth. But anyway, let's take a look at another play on his feet. We're going to go a little bit further here, and we're going to go actually and fight a wide 9 this time. So here is Josh Allen right here on the far side of your screen, and he's lined up as that wide 9. So a couple different ways you could attack this. A very good left tackle would probably try a jump set. I try to get it right out to about right here and block him. So you want to take away that space that he wants to create to use speed to power and create into his bull rush. So let's see how he fights it, which is, there you go, dropping into a little 45. Not a great 45. Again, footwork, very condensed, not really getting good into that kick step, everything. But again, he's been playing guard for most of his career at this point. Hasn't played, I think at this point, he had not played tackle since 2018, so 5 years. All right, so he's going to get here. Initially, fighting the swap. So he's going for a two-handed punch on the outside shoulder. This is, when it comes to tackle play, you can do a one-arm punch or a stab, a two-arm. You can play full half. So Allen does a great job to collapse the inside and yeah, decent job, but Pete stays engaged. I realize this about Pete. Now, it's what you would call like a half win of a rep, right? So Josh Allen wants to run the arc. He wants to run up the arc, and he wants to get around Pete. Pete does just enough to maintain control of that outside shoulder. And one thing I like about Pete is he's a veteran at this position, or at least a veteran for the Saints at this point. So even though he loses that initial swipe, he doesn't let it freak out. So he doesn't overcompensate. What he does is he maintains on that right arm. He's got good length. Pete's always had great length with him being basically 6'7". And the dude's a huge dude. He's always had great length. So he just uses it to his advantage and then starts to flow. Now he does turn. And again, the footwork is not pretty here. Again, he's not a tackle anymore. He's a guard. Not used to having to do this type of stuff, but great job on that upper body to maintain that leverage and just drive him up the arc. If this rep had gone need any longer, as in the quarterback needs to move or something, it could have gotten dangerous. But in terms of what the tackle's job is, I've talked about this before. The tackle's job is to defend the arc. The arc is this right here, but remember, we talked about this. It's a full circle. Not only do you have this, you got to wrap it all around. So as long as you can make him run off the screen and run above the arc, you're fine. You know, it'll let you see it from this angle here going against Josh Allen. So speed rush, that swipe beats him, maintains, gets completely turned parallel, and basically is just blocking one arm across, using the length to his advantage. It's a great way to compensate when you've lost that initial rep. So one thing that you're going to basically hear, I mean, I'll give you my grade now. I thought Andrus Pete was solid this game. He's solid. He's definitely not a guy that you're going, hey, future left tackle. But he came in and performed pretty admirably and did a good job to defend and do his job, which is, you know, he's got a set of space. It's his job as a tackle to defend. And even though that initial gets past him, all right, he's already lost his arm. He's already losing that, you know, that speed leverage. So what do? Instead of just trying to slide with him, we're just going to use that link to our advantage. And it's almost like he's turning into a defender here. It's one arm rushing. That's exactly what he does. One arm, drive him up. There you go. Protects the pocket. Clean rep. Next one. Let's go up to another one of Pete's plays. This is, I'll just let y'all watch it. All right, so there you go. Gets inside on him. Again, goes against Josh Allen here. Josh Allen's going to get inside, and he's not able to really recover. This is definitely a pressure. One key thing about this game, though, is Andrus Pete never gave up a sack. He got pressured, and he got beat, but he was always just enough to try to be in the way. Now, with this being a very quick release type pass, this could have gotten worse. So I got it from this angle. So a little bit late in the punch there, and you notice that Josh Allen does a great job to get right in that breastplate underneath the arm. So now you're talking about that speed power. This is why Josh Allen has 7 sacks for the Jaguars so far this year. Great technique. See that low center of gravity. He's driving the momentum through the tackle, and Pete's never able to recover, completely loses it, and it's borderline a hump move. Josh Allen doesn't have that just yet, but if it had been a hump move, he could have put Pete on his butt. But Pete loses that rep, but just not enough to go and get the sack. But this is a loss. Again, so I say that he played really solid. He ended up giving, I think, 7 pressures up this game, but it's not that I thought that he was just doing terrible. He just is going against a guy who one of the best pass rushers in the league, and Pete's having to fill in. You know, he's option number 3 at left tackle. You start with Trevor Penning. You went on to James Hurst there. Now you got Andrus Pete, who I'll be honest, compared to the other 2 tackles we've seen in this position, it's not like he's not in the same kind of area of play. The big difference is you can tell Trevor Penning will win reps just because he's better physically, he's stronger, he's more athletic, and Pete no longer is that. But Pete, when he is winning, it's going to be some good reps. There's a good one right here. So you have to worry about holding, calls like that. Everybody wants to worry about holding. Obviously, he's had that before. And anytime you have like this tuck and drive, you do worry if that flag's going to come out. Again, this is going to be him recovering. He is not going to win a lot of reps in terms of physicality. I love his punch there, but you can even see that base is way off. He's got back foot locked out here, front foot way out here. It's all over the place. So left tackle clearly is no longer his dominant position, and then losing it right there, trying to play half man. So it's something that, you know, just as a former offensive lineman myself, I look at and go, hey, the fact that the man was able to come off the bench, slide in, and do how he did left tackle. See, here at the point, I actually really like it. 2-arm punch, trying to focus on half man. So you can see right here, where are his hands? He's trying to hit left hand, center chest, right hand, shoulder. Doing a great job trying to attack half man. But then as it comes inside, he's not bringing his body back with him. And Allen takes advantage of that and turns him. And that turns into a little bit of a pressure. But at the same time, this is not a sack. You know, it's not lost. So he's doing just enough to prevent, but he's clearly putting a little bit of oomph on, you know, Derek Carr there. Derek Carr's got both his tackles who are doing enough, but it's not clean. Thankfully, there's a pocket to step into because McCoy and Ruiz had a pretty solid day, and you get the ball out, and we're not going to talk about that. I don't mind the read, but the throw was all over the place. But anyway, it should be noted that this play, like real quick, watch the pass here. This right here, that literally gets called for pass interference on Paulson Adebo 2 quarters later. Why it wasn't pass interference here, I have no idea. But anyway, that'd be how it be. So let's go take a look at another one. Right, let's watch it one more time. We'll give it to you one more, and then we'll take a look at another one. So again, just the footwork and everything, not super smooth, not super clean, but he's got good play strength, good grip strength still in that upper body, and that helps him out a bit. All right, let's move on to our next play we're going to talk about. We're going to go with this one right here. Love that. Why do I love this? It's nothing fancy. This is him actually going against a defensive tackle. So this is the one that Derek Carr misses Rashid Shaheed on. We're not going to focus on the passing part of this. We already did that in the film study with Chris Olave and Derek Carr on Saturday. But what I want you to focus on is Pete's uncovered here, because we're going to go into the flat with that guy. So what he has to be able to do is recognize, is somebody coming to me? Is it a twist? Is it a stunt? What's happening? So you'll see he breaks off the guard, and then Pete does a great job to pick him up. And then look how long Pete maintains this block. Like, y'all want to do the count with me? Let's do the count together. How about this? Chat, you ready to count? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right around 5 seconds into this play, Andrus Pete maintains the left side of the line. And now, you're not going against the elite pass rusher. That's not Josh Allen. But you're not going to go against elite pass rushers every play anyway. In terms of what his job is and how he performs this play, I'm really happy with him. Look at it from this angle. The pass off is going to come. So you're going to have Josh Allen, who's showing is going over the top, and Allen's going to actually fly out to the flat. So now he has to realize, is somebody going to come into my lane? They do. Great job with inside hand placement. Then we'll show you a couple of other things here that I really like. So we're actually going to go here, playback, and we're going to speed and slower. All right, why don't we slow this down? Right there. I wanted to pause it here. Look at that inside hand placement. This is also, one of the reasons that when he is playing a guard, and why I've actually been very loudly saying I want him playing left guard still. Great job with the grip strength there, stays inside. And no, that's not holding. Hands are inside. And look, anchors down, nowhere to go. And then finally, once it turns, he lets go appropriately, because if he doesn't let go, that's when the holding's going to come in. So I thought it was a great rep by Andrus Pete here, and hopefully more type of this stuff, if he has to play, happens. But let's move on to another play, because I know chat's going to get really aggressive about watching that negative. That was that pass. Oh, God, Derek Carr missed the TD bad. All right, now we're going to have another outside rusher. He does a much better job to get out there, and I think a much better job to reset and set this anchor. Now, again, who's he going with? Not the same guy that's been giving him fits, but great job, much better job with footwork here. Getting later in the game, I think he's getting a little bit more comfortable in him. Quicker feet, the feet are actually better spaced, a little bit more efficient. Comes back, jumps into a hop step. So remember, I've talked about that before. You want a hop step to lock out. That way you can reset your base, lock out those hips. Makes it really difficult to fly through you, and then hopefully lower your center of gravity. And then love this part. Look at this. Remove. We're always adjusting our arms. You never want to let a DB get into you and then just let him have free reign. You might weigh more than he does, but that free reign you give him could result in him beating you. So we're always adjusting. Move those arms. Take back center. Find a way. He just drives through. You do notice that right paw. Look at the grip strength. If you ever wondered from a scouting perspective, what does grip strength look like? Look at that right paw. Get in there. Get right under that pad, and I want you to grab it like this, right there. Some people out there in the let me call it what it is. Sports Twitter out there will see big old offensive lineman with a paw pad, like, that's holding. That's hold. It's not holding. No. If he's in front of you and you're mano-a-mano, that's literally your job. He starts getting past you, then you let go. It's not holding until you see the drag part of it. That's the key. So, great job there, then drives it forward. Really pretty block. I love to see that. It's good grip strength, and even though he hasn't been super efficient so far, comes out a little bit slow, guns in the holsters, but it's a great job to reset, to hop step. See how that arm was underneath him, so he wants to reset, make sure that he has the leverage. Great job there. I think that's a really clean rep. Now, it's not all clean, to be very clear. It's still Andrus Pete. This is not a Andrus Pete is your future left tackle video. This is just simply letting you know that, hey, he played really well considering the circumstances, but you've also got this right here. The all too familiar Andrus Pete lunge. Andrus Pete has a bad tendency, and he's had this most of his career. He cleaned it up for a long time, where he will try to get to an attack position and he'll lunge. So what that means is you're going to notice his upper body goes above his hips, and he's going to fall forward because he doesn't find the contact to counteract it. Simply comes back to Newton's laws of physics. So right there, go bam. See how we're so far above our hips, we cannot stop our momentum. We've gone too far. We've overextended ourselves. We've lunged and gets on the ground. Now, one thing I like about Pete is he screwed up. Okay, but play's not over. Get back up, get back in the block, get in the way. So again, this is not a Andrus Pete is secretly the best left tackle we have in the building, but this is, hey, Andrus Pete's doing pretty damn good considering. Let's see how it goes. Now, again, this is not all positive tape, but I do leave this going, hey, Andrus Pete, good job. Like, I give him some kudos. If I'm in the offensive line room, I go, hey, man, you having to come in and play left tackle unexpectedly, you did a damn good job. All right, now this time, that man again, he's back. And this time, Pete just don't have an answer. But again, Pete is 30 plus, has come off multiple injuries in his career. He's in the twilight years. Josh Allen is in the prime. Josh Allen is one of those, like, I wish my team had him type of a players. So Josh Allen comes in, gets great inside. Look at that right there. Look at the torque and the power. And Pete just can't beat it. Now, it's not a sack, but it does leave a pressure. And we talk about how pressure can affect throws. Pressure definitely affects this throw. So look at it from this angle. Pete's going to do a better job getting into a set here. Feet still not great, but better. That inside arm right there. And this is like the second time we've seen Josh Allen do this on this video. He's going to do just as you expect. Bam, torque him. Now, thankfully, Andrus Pete's strong enough that he doesn't just let go. Because if he gets completely torqued out and he does the spin move he did before, well, then it's a sack. Right? Then it's going to really kill this team. But he does just enough. And all it is a pressure and getting driven back. But, as I said, not perfect. This is good, but not great. Still, I think in terms of him going against a guy who's a better talent than him at this point in their careers, it's decent reps. Let's look at another one. Let's look at another one. How about this one? So this one I actually love. I'm actually going to do a little slow pausing for you after we play it here real quick. As he gets him on the ground. How does he do it? You might ask. Well, great. I'm going to let you know. Slower. We're going to go even slower. Why do I love this? Because you got to really slow it down to see why it's so good. So this is actually where you get into the difference between Andrus Pete, James Hurst, and Trevor Penning. Andrus Pete, at this point in his career as a veteran, has learned and picked up a lot of really good technique. He's going to use that snatch and trap technique. So Allen's going to try to come in with one arm as he's been doing. What does Pete do? He's been attacking the shoulder. Now we're going to attack that elbow and that wrist. What does that result in? So you see right there? See that swat and the opposite side hit the elbow, one side hit the wrist, swat him down, bam. Get him, get that big old 300-something pounds on him. Now, look, Carr's still going to end up taking a big hit here. But in terms of Andrus Pete, I loved him adapting to what Josh Allen was rushing with. Josh Allen has come from this wide nine multiple times doing this same thing. He wants to speed rush with a single arm, use his better power and play strength against Pete, drive him, and then work outside. So basically he wants to come in, he wants to drive single arm, and then he wants to flatten out and get to the quarterback. I think Pete just does a great job adapting here. I mean, fantastic rep, and it's subtle. That's why I had to slow it down so much. So there's the initial punch, and now he sees, he can literally feel he's trying to do the same thing. So now we let go. Look, we haven't let go here first. We let go with our right first because we want to collapse the elbow. Come on, screen. Don't mess up on me there. We see, let it run one more time. So watch. We're going to two arm, release this one first so we can collapse the elbow. And then when we're doing that, then we'll swipe down and get rid of the wrist. And now he was relying on you, similar to how we saw Andrus Pete lunge forward. He was overextended. Well, you have to have something there to counteract your momentum. Once you lose your arm, you lose your balance. And Andrus Pete does a fantastic job right there to make that play happen. We'll go back to normal speed. You can look at it from this opposite angle. Just a really good job from Andrus Pete to recognize what's coming at him and then contest it. It's so good adjustment. Now, he's not going to be able to do this every game, every play. But yeah, I think great job there. Snatch him on down. That's a good veteran move. Now, we'll watch one more play here, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. But that was a good one. I really like that from him. Let's take a look at this next one. So now you're going to have him fighting a guy in a three-point stance. So still good plays, though, good reps. And attacks half and loses. So again, I wanted to make sure that y'all didn't think I'm turning this into a secret Andrus Pete highlight video. But I do think that he played much better than I anticipated him playing. So watch it from here Allen's like, all right, you got me one time, vet. Man caught, all right, old head, you got me one time, but how do you play this one? Because now he's going to change it up. Bloop. No more one-arm bull rushing him this time. This is what makes Josh Allen such a good pass rusher. Is Pete just beat him? Literally next play, oh, you're not putting me on my butt anymore this time. So he does that little, you've seen Carl Granderson do this in the film today that we put on Granderson. He do that double swipe hop. So he's going to swipe down the arms and then use that momentum to jump past him and then flatten out. So close to being a sack. So close. So close. So, what do I think? One, I think you need to check out our merch store. Get out t-shirt, hoodie, hat, mug. All of it supports so much. Revenues.com. Help support channels so we do more film studies like this. But overall, I mean, honestly, I thought Andrus Pete did a good job. Is Andrus Pete your answer at left tackle? No. But in terms of being the answer on the left side, I personally believe he should be starting at left guard if he's healthy. And I think that what he did against the Jaguars was better than could be expected by most people. And as a Saints fan, sure, are there a couple plays where you saw a prototypical Andrus Pete on the ground type moment? Yeah, maybe. But honest to God, I really, really want to stress this. At this point in his career, y'all should be pretty happy with that performance. I am. I do want him to get better, but you learn in evaluation that generally you get to this point in a man's career, he's not really going to get better, but he can still win reps. And that's what you got here. He won some really good reps against a guy who I honestly expected to have a 2-3 sack game. Now, he got some great pressures, and he definitely got some hits on Derek Carr. But overall, there's your film on Andrus Pete. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Literally, all you got to do to support the channel. Like the video, subscribe, pass around with the Whodats, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and we will catch you on the next one. Whodat, God bless. Deuces, that's me. See you later.